Have you ever done online dating? How'd that work out? If you just gave a big sigh and an eye roll, well, you're not alone. About half of people who've tried online dating report negative or very negative experiences. With algorithms that almost seem able to read your mind, you'd think the apps would be better at helping you find a match, right? This week, I want to introduce you to Lisa Catalano. Lisa has tried to find love online, but this time around found it unsuccessful and really frustrating. Instead of giving up, Lisa decided to go big, really big. So big, in fact, that she built her own one-person dating site and then advertised her website, marrylisa.com, on billboards along the 101 highway in Northern California. Lisa and I are going to talk about what motivated her to take this step and how she's dealing with all the attention. Now, how about you? Do you think you could put yourself on a billboard to take a chance at finding love in a public but unconventional way? Check out my conversation with Lisa, and maybe you'll be inspired to find your own way to take bold action. And can you begin by just telling us a little bit about some pretty exciting things going on in your life right now?
For anybody who hasn't heard, I started my own personal dating website, marrylisa.com, because I was not getting the results that I wanted from the dating apps or from other more traditional ways of trying to meet people. And so I just started a website, and then I figured out, like, well, how am I going to promote this? And I decided upon billboards because go big or go home. and it's taken off.
Can you just talk about your experience and what that was like for you and what prompted this, what I think you might agree is a big move?
It's certainly a bolder move than I ever anticipated making in my life. So I really gave the dating apps a really good shot, and I had previously used them and had success. I had gotten into a serious year-long relationship, committed relationship that was a result of meeting somebody off of the dating apps. This time around, though, being single, I just was not getting any results off of them. And I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know what reason why. So I'm perplexed. I don't have a reason why. I don't understand it. So
Just wasn't working out.
wasn't working out. And I've tried in person as well. I've tried meeting people organically in person, and that's really difficult, I think.
If you've never done it before, even going on the apps or on a dating site is not the easiest thing to do. But you went really big. You hired billboards, uh, and I mean on the 101, right? So how do you get there? Not the 101. How do you get there uh, in terms of just allowing yourself to be that vulnerable and open with people?
Yeah, I think that I'm just so at a point where I do want to meet somebody. I do want to find the love of my life. And I mean, like, love is a very vulnerable thing. And then now it's such a public thing for me all of a sudden. I'm struggling to even really understand how I got there, like how I figured out like that I would be okay with doing this. This is beyond the scope of what I thought I would ever do. I was just so exhausted going through the process in other ways to try to find love and not finding it. And so I figured I need to just I need to just try this.
So, full disclosure to people watching this video or listening to the podcast, I actually know Lisa, and you're a very normal person. I mean, in all the right ways, right?
Thank you for vouching for me on that.
I mean, because you hear this from someone you don't know, you're like, what's going on? But Lisa's a professional, kind, very normal person who, and so the reason I say that is that I think there are a lot of people out there who are asking that question, who say, God, I bring a lot to the table here. I'm a nice person. I take care of myself. I'm smart. I've got a job. I don't have a bunch of back. And so I think there are a lot of people out there that bring a lot to the table. And it's just kind of mind boggling how sometimes it can be a struggle to meet people. Let's get into your process here a little bit because you've got your website, marrylisa.com, right?
Yeah, oh yes. Very straightforward there.
There's literally an application on the website that someone can fill out, right?
Yeah, there's two applications. There's an application if for men who would potentially be interested themselves on like going on a date, if they think they're a good match. And then there's also a referral application. So if you are on the website and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have a potential guy for Lisa, a potential good match here. You can fill out that application and refer a man to the site. So
Okay, so there's a website, there's an application process, references are encouraged. This sounds like a job application.
well, I'm in a way, yes, but you know, who you choose to marry is one of the most important decisions you're going to make in your life, and you could even argue it is the most important decision. It influences so many areas of your life. And it is kind of like a job application process in that you're trying to assess if the person who you're seeing, who you're interested in, who you're sitting across the table with at a date, you're trying to assess if that person's the right person for the job.
To be someone's partner.
Yeah.
We all have that list, and the problem is that when you start talking about the list, it can sound very rigid, but it doesn't have to be that way. So can you give an example of something that would be on a must-have list for you?
For me, it's things like alignment on religion, alignment on politics, lifestyle. Lifestyle is a really big one for me because I want somebody who leads a healthy lifestyle and has compatibility on that, especially if you're going to be, you know, living with somebody and eating the same meals and that sort of thing. Um, and another thing is, I want somebody who is wanting a monogamous relationship and wants the goal being marriage and trying to start a family.
So these are all pretty easy to understand.
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think you're learning from this process so far about yourself?
I've learned that I can be really strong throughout this entire process. I'm getting so many negative comments right now, a lot of hate mail. It's something where you just kind of have to roll with it. And I never would have thought that I'd be able to handle this level of what's going on as well as I'm actually handling it. Part of that is I'm also getting so many positive comments. I'm getting these absolutely wonderful support messages from people who I don't even know, and just saying such wonderful, encouraging things. And that's really keeping me going as well, and that's greatly helping. In addition to my actual support system of people who I know.
Dating in general can test that for us, right?
You can get rejected by hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands even. You're looking for one person who's going to accept you. It's hard, it's emotional, it's vulnerable.
It is. It is. And when you become a creator, because you have a YouTube channel as well, if you're not hard on yourself, it's okay because other people will be.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Absolutely. That's so right. And so wrong at the same time. It's the effect of just sitting behind a screen and being anonymous essentially, and just thinking that gives you carte blanche to just say horrific things to somebody who you've never met before.
What advice do you have for other people who might be in a similar situation? They're trying to find their person, and when is it time to just break that mold and go big, whatever that looks like for somebody?
In life in general, not just in dating, but in life in general, sometimes you do have to think outside the box. Take a step, take a different step, try something new, try to think creatively. I'm going into this entire thing with blind optimism, essentially, and I'm just trying to power my way through this with a positive mindset, having faith that this is going to work. Sometimes it is worth taking those big risks in life because the rewards can be great too.
So if you look back on this in 40 or 50 years, whether you find the person or not, what do you think is going to allow you to look back on this and be glad you did it?
I'm in the moment right now and I'm already looking back on it and I'm glad I did it, even though I haven't found the guy yet. I just feel like I'm right at the cusp of something good happening in my life. I'm trying to enjoy the positive things that are coming out of this, the people I'm meeting, the interesting situations that I'm finding myself in, the positive things that are happening, and I'm trying to just focus on that. And so already I'm glad that I took this step, even though I haven't even met the love of my life yet. I'm hopeful that that's going to happen. I'm optimistic that's going to happen. I'm hoping that in like 40, 50 years, I'm going to be sitting with my grandkids and telling them this cool story, and that's why they exist.
We talked a little bit previously about, well, I asked you about this, the choice to go with marylisa.com. Do you want to reflect on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted I wanted just a short, to the point, personalized URL for the site, something easy to remember. I am looking first and foremost for a serious relationship. I'm looking for a husband, not a hookup. I want I want a lasting relationship out of this. I'm looking for the love of my life. I'm looking for commitment. So yeah. And you know what, we were talking earlier about how there's a process to all of this. And it's not marylisanow.com. It's marylisa.com. And this is not a situation where I'm going to be on my computer looking at the different applications and looking at all the information on these different men, and I see one and I'm like, oh wow, yeah, sure. And I just call them up. Hi, it's Lisa from marylisa.com. Are you free at noon tomorrow to go to the courthouse? Like, that's not that's not what's going to happen. And the other thing is, I was reflecting on this after we talked, and as unconventional and as unique of a situation that this is right now, when I do start contacting men, hopefully very soon, I want to make those dates as normal as possible in this unconventional, unique situation. The goal of all of this is not fame. The goal of all of this is love. Because to me, that's the greatest thing you can strive for in life. And that's what I want. That was the goal of this, was and is the goal.
Lisa, we wish you well in your quest to find love. Friends, thanks for being here this week. Please remember to like and subscribe so you can get access to my videos as soon as they're released each week. Thanks for watching, and until next time, be well.